So I've done quite a few fried chicken episodes already, mostly focusing on Korean fried chicken. But today, I'm gonna show you how to make the next best thing. Normally, I do chicken thighs for fried chicken, but for karaage, I actually prefer wings. Now, the one big difference between the two different fried chickens is not only is karaage a much simpler technique, but it's also marinated. I've got a good sized piece of ginger and a few large garlic cloves that I'm just gonna grate on a microplane. To that, I'm adding kosher salt and freshly cracked black pepper. The last thing we'll be adding is tare, which is made up of mirin, sweet cooking wine, sake, and soy sauce, and is also the ultimate mother sauce in Japanese cuisine. I generally go about 2 parts soy sauce to 1 part mirin and sake, but honestly, don't worry about being too precise with this marinade. Give everything a good thorough mix and allow it to sit for as little as 10 minutes or as long as a few hours. Now, chicken wings wouldn't be complete without a dipping sauce, so we're gonna make a really simple Furikake Ranch. Furikake is a seasoning used commonly on rice consisting of nori, bonito flakes, and sesame seeds, among other things. This is one I've made with the addition of dried chili shrimps, but you can find Furikake in most grocers. The second thing is, well, ranch. I prefer Hidden Valley, but you can, of course, use whatever you'd like.
You do you.
You do you.
If you want.
Or if you don't want, then don't do you.
Then don't. Do what you want.
Whatever you want to do.
But you do you, babe.
You do you.
You do you. And definitely eat Japanese fried chicken.
Oh, so good.
The last thing we'll need for the karaage is starch. I'm using potato starch, but cornstarch works great too. Heat a large heavy bottom pot over medium-high heat with 3 to 4 inches of a neutral oil, like canola. Give the chicken another quick mix, then 1 piece at a time, add it to the starch. Really work it in, making sure everything is completely covered. Shake off any excess and set aside while the oil reaches a temperature of 350 degrees Fahrenheit. You don't want to let them sit for too long before frying though. Lay some paper towel down on a baking sheet or plate to soak up all that excess oil. Working in batches, gently lay the fried chicken into the oil before dropping to prevent hot oil from splashing. To make them as crispy as possible, we're going to be doing them in 3 stages. So after a minute, once they've just started to turn golden brown, remove them from the oil and allow them to rest for 30 seconds to no more than a minute before frying them for a second time. After another minute, remove for 30 seconds, then repeat one last time. If you're cooking thicker cuts of chicken, you'll want to increase the cooking time to about 2 minutes each time, but it will vary. Now, I lazily used the oil for my last episode, and the chicken gets a bit darker than I'd like, so I definitely recommend using fresh oil. After the final fry, season the karaage generously with kosher salt. Now for some garnish. A little splash of fresh lemon juice really brightens up the chicken. And while normally I would go for some thinly sliced green onion, I decided to raid my garden for some fresh chives. That I'm thinly slicing. Then bust out your fanciest dipping bowl and fill it with the Furikake Ranch. Then bust out a bigger, fancier bowl, line it with some parchment paper if you want to be fancy, fill it with that crispy karaage, and the lemon slice. Then after sprinkling on the chives, realize that maybe you should put the lemon in last. And for an extra kick of crunch, some crushed roasted sesame seeds. And the lemon slice. And that's it! Karaage, Japanese fried chicken. Pour yourself a nice cold beverage and enjoy the last little bit of summer we have left. While Korean fried chicken will always reign supreme in my book, karaage is a close second. It's definitely not as crunchy, but makes up for it with its juicy and savory flavor and can be made in about 15 minutes, which for fried chicken is pretty f***ing impressive. I want to give a big thanks to Nicole and Noelle from the Quite Unusual podcast for sending in their You Do You, and definitely watch till the end to see their entire clip. I'll have links to the equipment I used in the episode down in the description. And if you like my channel and are interested in supporting it, you can check out my Ko-fi page. I'll leave a link in the description for that as well. And don't forget to like and subscribe, it really helps the channel. Thanks for watching, stay awesome, and take it away, ladies.
You do you.
You do you.
If you want.
Or if you don't want, then don't do you.
Then don't. Do what you want.
Whatever you want to do.
But you do you, babe.
You do you.
You do you. And definitely eat Japanese fried chicken.
Oh, so good.
Is it?
Yeah.
I've never had it. But I'd like to. 2, 3.
You do you.
Should we make it a question?
Yeah, we'll do a couple.
Okay. You do
you.
You do you.
What do?
You do you.
You do you.
Honey, you do you.
Honey, you do you.
Honey, you do you. You do you.
I thought we were doing honey.
I'm sorry.
Honey, you do you.
Oh, honey, do what you want. Do what you do.
Do what you do.
Do whatever feels
Whatever you
right.
want.
Do you.
Mm.
You got this.
Mm.
We believe in you.
Mm.
Do what you want.
Mm.
Whatever. Eat Japanese fried chicken. It's delicious.
You do you.
Only when Trystan makes it. Am I right?
Yes, you are.
I never had his chicken, but honey, I heard it's great.
Delicious.
I heard it's so good. Oh
So
my God. I
good.
just want to eat it.
Mm.
Whatever.
Mm.
Do you? Let's done.